We have realized that the way we're doing business as a government has completely changed. The landscape has changed. It's no longer just government to government diplomacy. It's government to society, society to society, private sector to government. And so the challenges and problems that we're facing now are not the problems that government can solve alone. They're not the kind of problems that the private sector can solve alone. And they're also not the kind of problems that NGOs can solve alone. So it's really only by all of us working together to do public-private partnerships that we're going to get at solving some of these problems. So it's really transformed the way that we do diplomacy, the way that we do business, and now the majority of everything that we do, particularly in the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, has a partnership component. Successful public-private partnerships are really about a long-term strategic initiative. So when we first kind of started out doing public-private partnerships, they were smaller, they were one-off, they were maybe based on this idea of funds and resources. And what we've really realized is that the most valuable public-private partnerships, the best ones, the ones that are the most sustainable, they're long-term, they're strategic. They focus on our key strategic goals, things like empowering women and girls, youth initiatives, entrepreneurship, and we work with key partners who we know we're going to work with over the long haul for quite a while. We have a number of great partnerships. We have an excellent partnership with a group called Entrepreneurs Organization, where we bring over rising entrepreneurs from around the world. And our partner, Entrepreneurs Organization, does mentoring for these folks. They do a boot camp to get their businesses to the next level. They connect them with networks when they go back home in country. And this group is sort of the largest group for entrepreneurs around the world. So their ability to have an impact and to invest in these folks who are then hubs for entrepreneurship has been great. We have a number of partnerships focused around English language and English language training. It's one of the core things that we've been working on. It's one of the major demands that we get from around the world. And so we've developed the English Education Alliance, and we have a number of different partners under that umbrella that we work with to respond to that demand, to provide English language training in country, to connect teachers overseas, to develop the technology and the capacity to do things like mobile English. So that's been one great overarching partnership. I think there are a couple of messages. One, when you're thinking about a partnership, when you're thinking about an initiative, I always like to say, start small but think big. The idea being you have to start somewhere, you have to start with a pilot, you have to work with your partners and develop and prove your proof of concept, basically. But at the end of the day, you want to be thinking big, you want to be thinking strategic. How can you scale something? How can you tie it into your overall initiatives? How can you reach new audiences? But you have to start somewhere, and so I always say start small and think big. And the other message I think is important is that creativity trumps dollars. So dollars will come and go, resources will change over time. But for folks that can sit down and really think creatively about who they want to partner with, strategically about the types of partnerships they want to do, they're going to end up having limitless success. So